All right, everybody. Well, it goes so quickly, doesn't it? Our 3 days here together every year. We are reaching the end of the 2015 edition of the PyCon conference. I have just a few final notes, and we will be complete. First, for anyone who wants, the conference does not have to end. The fun does not have to conclude for 4 more days. The Python Software Foundation actually provides the venue for us for 4 additional days so that we can do a tradition that started in the Python community, now used in other parts of open source, called sprints. Open source projects are most of the year very distributed affairs with debates happening on mailing lists, on issues, on issue trackers. They're called sprints because projects find they can move so quickly if everyone's in the same room, if everyone's in front of the same whiteboard. And sprints have evolved over the years from simply being powwows among the leaders of perhaps an open source project to now being major onboarding events where women and men interested in helping out, in learning, show up and write documentation, write code, learn how to set up their machine and check out source code for the very first time. If you are interested, the instructions are very simple. Just stay in this room. There'll be about 10 minutes when we let people take a restroom break and move out into the hallways. 5 or 10 minutes, be seated back here, and the sprint leaders will be getting up and pitching their projects to you if you're looking for something to get involved in here these next 4 days. A few more days in Montreal. Thank you to the sponsor Safari, who made it possible this year for us to do the closed captioning and to try to make And thank you to all of the captioners who were working their fingers very hard and during every single talk. It was already, I've heard reports of it making PyCon much more accessible for a number of people, but it was our first time. It was our first time through this process. Our volunteers were learning the process. We would love to hear your feedback, positive and negative, so we have a form you can fill out if you have some feedback for us, because this is something we are targeting to become a permanent part of Python, and we'd love to hear how it went. There's the URL. I am supposed to announce and put up on the screen the 5K run winners. I get to announce this year not only that a single male winner won, but that a pair of women reached the finish line neck and neck. And so congratulations to the 3 winners of our 5K Saturday run. And I'm impressed for everyone who got up that early. All right, next year is 2016. Brandon, people say to me, where will PyCon be held? So I have something to show you. And my first PyCon was at a forsaken conference hotel out by O'Hare Airport. The only other restaurants were other hotels. It was awful. I have been so incredibly impressed seeing the transformation that has taken place as the PSF brought a dedicated event planner onto the PSF staff, and I've been very, very appreciative seeing Eva's work as she has brought us places like Montreal. We're following that up by once again having PyCon in an actual place. In a real city. And we are continuing to work to make PyCon not just a place for the programmer that wants to sit in a conference hotel, but for somewhere that you'll want to, a destination that you'll be happy you visited if you stay the day before, or stay the day after, or bring your family with you. We're going to Portland in 2016. Now, as we've made this transition, as we've begun to arrange destination PyCons, we're competing with a lot of conferences that plan even further out than the PSF is able to. We're working every year to move out our planning so that we can get you to awesome places with vibrant tech scenes like Montreal, like Portland. But for 2016, it has slightly bumped our date later in the year. 2017, we'll be back to the normal schedule, roughly where we are this year. For 2017, it'll be a bit of a different opportunity because it will be just after the college year in the United States. I cannot remember a PyCon where I haven't heard that somebody had a test or an exam and was prevented from attending. So we're changing it up. In 2016, the tutorials will be Saturday and Sunday over the weekend. The talks will then be Monday, May 30th, which is Memorial Day, Tuesday and Wednesday, and then the sprints will start on Thursday, June 2nd. A bit of a bump later in the year. We'll be able to start the program selection at a slightly different date. And I'm excited to see the different mix that's able to show up when we're not hitting the middle of the school year for all of our academics in the Python community. Then we'll be back more to the May, this is May, right? Is this April? Yeah, okay, sorry. Then we'll be moving back closer to the April-May time frame in 2017. Portland is an incredible city. Culture, craft beer. Powell's, the world's largest independent new and used bookstore. The conference center is just up in the northeast corner of the city. We hope to get you guys easy access to public transportation, to visit the city, to visit tech companies, and to be able to experience Portland. There's natural beauty nearby. Within an hour and a half, there's seashore and high mountains within close travel of the city. But you know, for many of us, there's more to Portland than beauty, culture, and shopping. We will finally be fulfilling a dream that dates back to our childhood as we sat, our face aglow with the light of the CRT, as we dreamed of reaching in safety and good health the Willamette Valley of Oregon. When we dreamed of reaching the end of the trail. We know that the way will not be easy and that there may be losses to the community along the way. But we will persevere, and I hope to see you next year in Portland, Oregon. There is no better way to end a PyCon than with thanks, because a community conference like this is run by its volunteers, who are its heart and its soul. I would like to thank everybody who was a tutorial instructor this year. As we are all community members, our speakers receive no fee. They have to apply for financial aid alongside everyone else if they need help attending. Our speakers entirely volunteered, not just that half hour to speak, but all of the time to prepare the entire program that you heard this week. Thank you to our speakers. Thanks to our young coders instructors who made it possible for so many children to learn programming alongside us this weekend. And finally, to our volunteers in all of the different roles, I would like the volunteers who worked in the following areas to please stand: infrastructure, registration desk, stand up if you helped with that, memories, swag, PyCon dinners, the 6th track, the charity auction, the charity run, the Young Coders sessions, the Education Summit, the Python Language Summit, international travel, the mobile guide, our coordinator of volunteers, people who helped with the sprints, the open spaces, the startup row, the session staff, financial aid, the lightning talks, the posters, the tutorial committee, the program committee, diversity outreach, our tech lead, event coordinator, publicity, sponsorship, our co-chairs. Be recognized. Thank you for your help with the conference. And finally, as we close, we have one last volunteer to thank. And to thank her, I now ask our session staff chair, David Wooliver, to take the stage. I'll see all of you next year in Portland.
I'd like to ask you all to just stand up and give a round of applause for Diana Clark, our conference chair for 2 years running. It's been a fantastic privilege for all of us to work with her, and I am so proud that I get to call her a friend. Well, there you go.
Make me cry.
And with that, thank you for coming to PyCon. If you're,
No. So after, within 10 minutes, we'll start the sprints announcements.
If you are staying for sprints or you're curious about sprints and want to get a little bit more information, you can stick around here. In about 10 minutes, we're going to be starting those introductions. And in either case, see you in Portland.